The coronavirus has been probably one of the wildest things that has ever happened in my life. I mean, just this insane virus, which is not the flu, just highly contagious and brought the world to a standstill. And it's still insane. Like, we're still in the midst of it. Like, initially, football perspective, I thought that 2020 NFL season could be in jeopardy. And I thought, okay, well, maybe it will happen. Maybe no OTAs, maybe no preseason, and maybe no fans in the stands, at least to begin the season. But now, what if the Rona is not that boogeyman that it was made out to be, right? Like, what if it is just a virus that just pops up every 4 years or so, that is very serious, yes, but not the global killer that it was made out to be? Like, what if the Kung flu, wait, am I allowed to call it that? I think I am. Yeah, I think I am. But yeah, what if the coronavirus is not what it was made out to be? What if it was not the Black Death? What if it's not the plague, right? As businesses and communities are starting to open up and the data starts to pour in, because data is important, I'm more and more hopeful that the season will be as normal as possible, even potentially full stadiums or at some semblance of normalcy as the season rolls along. Because data, like we said, is important and should be driving these decisions, not emotions. As states like Florida, Georgia, Texas started opening up, you saw an increase in cases as more people were tested, as more tests were available, but also a decrease in deaths, which drove down the death rate. So maybe even though it is contagious, the death rate on this isn't what it initially thought it was going to be, right? And perhaps not as deadly as we were initially led to believe. Like, remember, like, they're arresting moms who brought their kids to a park. Like, if you've ever been cooped up with like 4 and 5 year olds for a couple weeks, you just want to get out to a park, open air. You're wearing masks, you're wearing gloves, you're doing everything, still got arrested. Or every gathering of 4 or more people is just like, you're killing grandma. You don't care about your grandma. Yeah. Then you look at what happened the past couple weeks, right? So you got big gatherings of protests in the wake of the murder of George Floyd, as well as before that, you had large gatherings on beaches in Florida, Texas, as well as the Ozarks. Remember those photos that everyone's freaking out about? But let's see what the data says in the next couple weeks, as Rona reportedly has a 7 to 14 day incubation period, right? If a decent percentage of those people who are at the large gatherings, some not wearing a mask, many certainly not socially distancing, which we were told were important, otherwise grandma will die. And if there is not a significant spike in cases or deaths across all demographics, or even if there is an increase in cases but a decrease in deaths, which means that the death rate will go down too. I mean, how will that change the calculus with what the NFL will do with fans in the stands? Well, college football, they're going to let everyone in because a significant portion of the revenue, actually almost all the revenue for college sports is from attendance. So, I mean, they're going to pack those 100,000 seat stadiums. Let's go. But yes, civil rights protests are way more important than trivial, silly little football games, right? But the data will be what it will be. Like, the virus does not care what you're gathering for, and that data will be invaluable because, I mean, don't we want to all get back to some semblance of normal life? Like, don't we want to be able to go to a ball game if we want to? Don't we want to be able to gather if we want to? Don't we want to be able to go to the state fair if we want to? Right? All those things. Like, if weeks of large gathering where people were yelling, putting their lung butter out into the air, and there's not a significant outbreak, and perhaps the death rate even goes down as infections do spread, but it pushes us closer to herd immunity as more and more people have the virus but are asymptomatic. Like, isn't that good? Yeah. I mean, what are football games besides people just gathering and yelling, right? And booing, boo, when the Vikings throw a 4-yard out to Rudy on 3rd and 8. Like, that is what it is. Like, also, the World Health Organization says that asymptomatic spread of the virus is now very rare. But of course, the WHO, whatever. I think it should significantly change policy if those parameters all hold up. Because the NFL owners are just chomping at the bit to get those ticket sales back up, season ticket sales, PSLs, parking, concessions, all back into their pocket. Players want fans there because of the experience. Also, it increases revenue for them, and then maybe that 2020 salary cap doesn't fall off a cliff, right? Because it's affecting their money as well. Fans want to be there because, they're sports starved, and they just need a break, which is what sports should be. Not so much anymore, but it's what sports should be, right? They want to spend their hard-earned money as they see fit. They want to gather as they see fit. They want to do that. And I understand the drawbacks. Like, if the data shows like a big increase in death rates, especially amongst younger demographics, and it's like, all these gatherings are a bad idea in the coming weeks, maybe it shuttles the season altogether. Like maybe it goes the other direction, but I'm not really betting on that. Like also, could there be a rebound of the virus in the fall? Certainly. Colder weather, bring it back on. But also, there could be a vaccine at that point, and also could herd immunity mute the impact of the virus? There's a lot of ifs that I'm not qualified to talk about, right? But why can't grown-ass adults make grown-ass decisions for themselves, right? Go to a game, be within 6 feet of other fans if they want to be, wear a mask, don't wear a mask if they want to. If the data shows that you have an extremely low chance of dying from this virus, even if you contract it, yeah. And I can hear, full stadiums equals full caskets. You just wait. Well, you don't have to go. And also, what if the data from all these large gatherings over the past couple weeks turn out it's okay? It's actually okay. Yeah, and also I can hear but what about grandma? Well, don't bring grandma to a game, or if you go to a game or a large gathering, don't go see grandma. Or if you do, wear a mask, socially distance. We were told that those things work. Do they or don't they? Right? That whole thing. But I mean, this is not a binary decision. Information is power, and I think the more information and data that we get, the more hopeful I am that there will actually be fans in the stands for the NFL this season. But like we said, these next couple of weeks will be important to see what the 2020 NFL season is actually going to look like. But your thoughts, fans in the stands? Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. You want to support the work? Pull us up on the Venmo. Plus give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skol, production value.